conversation and the board's discussion is that it takes time to help our kids and our grandkids with these questions. And we have to be committed to give them the time. So what we're suggesting is give time and thought to helping children understand the difference between panhandling and homelessness, spare change and real change. For example, model compassion for children by joining them in activities such as serving food at homeless shelters, or collecting clothing, or raising money for credible service organizations that help them out of homeless. Encourage children to contribute a portion of their allowance to a homeless prevention project, or participate in supporting with them the development of affordable housing. We all know housing is the big issue. So it takes more time with our kids, but it's sitting down and having that crucial conversation with them. So these are the guidelines that we are going to put out. We hope maybe at our next meeting to welcome some comments about this, because I don't know that we're going to have time tonight, Doug, you tell me, or anybody to let us know what you think of these thoughts. Any comments right now?
Good job.
Yes. Yes.
First of all, it's beautifully written. Thank you for putting the time in. Thanks to everybody here. You're so compassionate, and to the people's concern. Amazing. I would just like to say one thing, just in the interest of reality. You know, like you guys, I've spent my life trying to help the homeless. I have started talking to law enforcement more because it seems to have been the component that has reduced homelessness here and gotten people into services. It's the enforcement. Look, we've got these great services here. They're not overwhelmed. Every time you're driving along, you see 20, 30 homeless people a day. They would all be better off with these services. They need the stick to get there. The reality-based thing I'd like to say about panhandling is this. Talk to the police. 80% was the percent I was told by a police officer. 80% of panhandlers have felony warrants, okay? That's the reality, okay? Percentage of people asking for money who need it for drugs and alcohol, virtually all of them. So you are enabling them. That's not in the statement, and it is true. Okay, if you are compassionate about people, you will get them to services. You will not give them money for drugs and alcohol. A reality test you can do every time. You did the thing of giving them a card, they said, God bless you. What I always have done for 10 years, I went around and said, what do you need? If the person said food, I told them where to get food. I never finished the sentence about where to get food. I have never had a transient actually need food. They don't need it. Of course they don't. There's no people starving thanks to people like you and all the services that we have. And that's just the reality. Again, thank you, God bless you, and it's a great statement.
Okay, any other comments on these guidelines? And I know I'm probably rushing you. So if you agree or not agree, we'd love to hear even after the meeting. And then one of the reasons we did want to really have this policy out here tonight was to have a comparison between these services that you heard about. The choice between these services, investing in these services, getting our homeless people to these services, as opposed to maybe $5 or $10 that we might give on the street. So it is giving to real change versus maybe temporary change. Okay.
Thank you, Sharon. Complicated topic and more discussion later, but I think that summarizes it beautifully. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, John. Appreciate it enormously. And just a heads up, you saw the flyer for the cleanup effort. That's October 14th, right? That's
yes.
The date. So any questions, talk to Tom or Lou or Patrick or Sharon Kilbride. So, yes.
Just quick something to say here too. John mentioned if anybody was interested in taking a tour of any of the interim housing facilities or the Access Center, please feel free to chat with me afterwards. I'd be happy to do that with you. And also we have an open house coming up at one of our interim housing facilities on November 7th in Santa Monica. That's all about bridging the gap between outreach and interim housing facilities, and I'd like, if you're interested in coming, I'd be happy to send you an invitation.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you all. Good night.